Hi guys, today I'm going to show you my trading today for the 14th of February. You can see here I traded these races here, and what I'll do now is I'll talk you through every single race so you understand what I did. You can see here I'm inside BetAngel. You can see here, you can see the 1530 here, 1530. Here's the 1515, 1515, 1455, 1455, and so on. So these are the races I traded today. You can see here, 0 losses, okay? All using very small stakes, low risk, and all that stuff. And you can see my balance here, not a big balance, okay? Because I'm just using this here as an example. And you can see here, I started at 1 o'clock, is now coming up to 4 o'clock. I'm done, okay? So 3 hours trading, £36. I'm happy with that. It's tax-free, and now I can carry on with my Valentine's Day. I want to show you here every single trade. I trade live, okay? So there's a lot of humming and hawing, a lot of thinking involved. Because obviously, trading and talking and narrating live at the same time is very difficult. And so what you'll see here, inside every single trade I made some mistakes, I made some correct decisions, I made some money, I had a lot of missed opportunities where I saw something and I said this is going to drift, that's going to come in, and I didn't act fast enough, and so on and so forth. But that's all part of trading, okay? Every single race is different, every single day is different, but as long as you can have this sort of consistency of not losing money, that's the main thing, okay? And that's the purpose of my channel, just to show you trading and so on, so you can get experience. Having hands-on time actually trading, that's what's valuable, because there are many courses out there that'll teach you trading, but at the end of the day, you have to get some time, okay? You have to sit and just watch, learn, sit and trade hour after hour, hour after hour, and you will start seeing really positive results. And the reason why I'm able to have this here when I don't lose money is because I've practiced, okay? Thousands of hours sitting, clicking, watching, dragging, dropping, losing money, and so on and so forth, right? So this is my way of just trying to help you sort of avoid any mistakes. So enjoy, guys, and please watch the whole thing, and do ask any questions, and I'll do what I can to help you out, okay? Cheers, and I'll move on, and I'll show you every single trade I did today. Hi guys, and today I'm going to be trading the horse race markets on Betfair, and I'm going to share with you in this tutorial for beginners how I'm going to trade these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different races here, and I'll share with you all my results here so you can see exactly what happens. Okay, this will be a very long video, but so obviously I'm trading all these here, but I will leave chapters inside this tutorial so that when you are watching this, watching me trade these horse race markets on Betfair, you can skip between them all so you can see which one's which, and you can come back and watch this later. Okay, so obviously right now, guys, still a few minutes here before the first race at Kettering, so I'll just hang back here and I'll start trading. Okay, so during this recording, because I'm trading live, right, there will be a few pauses, a few humming and hawing, because obviously, you know, I'm trading live, right? Now I create these tutorials on Betfair trading simply to show you, try and illustrate to you what, where, how, when. I'll show you a few tricks here and there, because ultimately, when it comes to trading, so much of it is down to instinct and just jumping on small opportunities, small windows that open up in the microsecond that it happens, right? So it's very hard to give you a playbook to say, do this, and make £1,000 a day. It doesn't work that way, because every market's different. Every market has a certain sort of fluidity to it. So it's all about you using your own judgment and experience. And when it comes to trading on Betfair, especially on the horse markets and so on, they move fast, they're very fluid, and your money is at risk, okay? So please do be careful. And when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, your experience counts for so much, guys, okay? So the best thing you can do is just sit here hour after hour after hour, day after day, watching the markets, getting a feel for it, getting a feel for those subtle nuances, and you'll start spotting opportunities left, right, and center. Okay, so with that in mind, guys, what we can do is we can jump ahead here and we can start trading, and I'm going to be trading these races here today, and we'll see how we go. Okay, and so I'll go ahead and pause the video and I'll come back and I'll start trading. Okay, so we'll get started with this first trade. You can see it's quite a large field here, and you can see the favorite over here, or the sort of three favorites rather. These are fairly evenly matched. You can see here that the second horse here has 27% of the market, yet the price is quite considerable compared to the other two. And so what I'll do here is I'll put in a speculative bid here at 50. Sorry, at 6.2, with the notion of I feel this here is probably a bit, the price is too high, and if this here gets matched, there's a good point here because of the crossover, and I'll see if the price comes back in again, because you can see it's at the top of the range here. And, you know, it's again, purely speculative. I'll enter the trade and see what happens here. And I'm basing this purely on the fact that it has a larger proportion of the book here. And, you know, I would say that this price here probably will come back in again. Also, from a trading perspective, there will be other traders watching and other people watching, other punters who are betting. And once it reaches 6.2, that is a very good price to enter, because of the crossover point here and the resistance between the difference in price here. So as always, guys, at this point here, all I can really do is to sit and wait for my position to be taken. If it does, great. If it doesn't, then I'll simply move on and carry on. And as always, whenever you're entering a market, so I've now put in my bid there for the reasons I just mentioned. Okay, now those reasons can change fast depending on what happens on the other horses, right? So never get consumed by your ego and think, I made that decision, it has to work, and I'm going to stick to that regardless. No, if something changes here now, I'll remove it, okay? Or I'll scratch it out for a loss or whatever, right? And it just depends on what happens. Because if you're watching the other horses here, you can see where the money's coming in or not coming in, and you know, that dictates where things go because of the way the market moves and the way it flows. And so at this point here, this market will pick up as always after the 5-minute mark. But right now, you know, as you can see, there's not really much happening at all, so I can't really do anything now. But I'm quite happy to leave this here for now because I am ahead of the queue, and so we'll leave that for now. Okay. So you can see now it's been taken. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll pop in an exit trade here. Or actually, no, I'll do 225s here. One there and one there. And we'll see how this goes. Again, you know, I need to keep an eye on this here now. So if it comes up to like 6.6, 6.8, then I'll probably scratch that for a loss there. But for the moment, you can see here, this one's drifting out. This one is also, you know, just in the middle here. In the short term, it drifted out. This one here is not much happening there either. So again, for the moment, I'm quite happy to wait and see what happens here. And I've got my eye here on this one here on a different ladder to see if the money comes in on the back side as well. Okay. And obviously, I'm watching the other horses as well. I'm looking at, you know, this one here is drifting out. This one here not really moving at all. And you can see now it does look like it's going to start drifting out. But you know, we'll wait and see here. Patience is key when you are trading on Betfair because you never know what's going to happen. This certainly is a very dull market. There's not really anything happening at all, to be honest. So this here is, you know, it's a good scalping opportunity as well. Here's continue to drift out, as you can see. Just teasing around about the 6 mark here. What I'm looking for here, I'm watching this here, 6.4. I'm watching this number here, 0.2. If that goes 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, then I'll probably just jump out real quick because it does look like it's going to continue to drift. And at the end of the day, it's important to leave your ego at the door and just, you know, react to the market. You can see now that this favorite here is coming down. You can see now that this horse here as well, it had 27% market share before, now it's 25, so it is dropping here. But unless there's money being matched here, oh, there we go, 2.4, 0.4. So you can see it is now moving. So what I'll do is, you know what, I'm just going to scratch this out here if I can for a loss or for just scratch it. And we'll push forward from there, okay? So hopefully this will be scratched. You can see now the favorite is coming in here, which obviously is not gonna bode well for us. But I will jump on the lay side here. I'm jumping on the lay side here because it has come in a little bit, and normally what happens, it comes in, goes out, also because this is a very large field. As you can see, there's a lot of horses, and so there's not a lot of pulling power, shall we say, in this market, because I can't see any of these horses suddenly racing off and crashing in, or vice versa. Okay, so I'll leave this here for now, and I'll probably sort of trade out there. And again, you can see I'm going to leave this here because, you know, I'm still cautiously optimistic that this will touch down again on 6.2 and scratch it out, because you can see it's not really moving. It's just been bouncing up and down between 6.6 and 6. So I'm quite happy to leave that. And on this one here as well, I'm going to pop in here for a 50. I quickly activated the global field there to use the offset button. So that can potentially do a quick scalp there for me. As you can see here now, this here should hopefully be taken before the off. And I'll just move this down here, because now we're getting closer to the off as well. I'll remove that. You can see now, in the last 20 seconds here, it might just touch this here. There we go, just a couple more pounds, and that should be scratched out. That's been matched there, that's fine. And then here's where you can see this here should be taken. Yep, that's fine. Okay, so you can see completely very, very boring markets, just, you know, bounce up and down. And you can see now they are now lining up. So what I can do now is to have a look at, you know, who the potential front runner can be, and I could jump on the back side here of any that are lining up towards the front. But as you can see, it's not quite clear. You can't really see that well, to be honest. So I'm probably going to leave that. You can see this one here. What's that, number 6? This one here has jumped off. So you can see this one here is going to crash out now because of the jockey's been thrown off the horse. It might actually be withdrawn, to be honest. As you can see here, normally I would probably jump on the backside or something here, but I can't actually see who the front runner is. So that's fine. Okay. So as you can see, guys, very uneventful, very boring. What I can do now is I can leave this as it is. If the favourite wins, I win £3. If £3.42. If it loses, I lose nothing as a free bet. So you know what? I'll just leave that and move on. Okay. So I will now move on to the next race here, which is at 1:30. And so we've got 28 minutes here, 28 minutes. So again, I'll just pause the video here and I'll come back when this race comes closer to the off, okay? Okay, so here we go then, guys. You can see here, this here is a smaller field, obviously. And so you'll see the two short price favourites here are sort of bouncing off each other. You can see here that if I bring over these charts here, you can see that they will be bouncing off each other. One goes down, the other one goes up. And because this here is a smaller field, it means that it will be more erratic in that sense. Okay, obviously depending on how much money comes in, but you can see here, if I bring it over again, you can see clearly one goes up and one goes down, right? You can see that it's quite clear. It's not always just as clear as that, but for the most part, they will bounce off each other, as I just mentioned. So with that in mind, you know, if you see a lot of money coming in quickly for one, if you're quick enough, you can jump on the lay side on the other, and you can grab a few easy ticks there, like that. Okay. So with that in mind, I'll just have a little think here and see if I can spot any opportunities where I can jump in. What I can do though is I've got my global settings here, and I've got the one offset tick, and I can actually just position myself here in a few spots here, just in case the price does go crashing out, so I can get ahead of the queue. That's usually a good thing to do. And right now I'm just going to look at. I'm keeping an eye on the match bets. You can see there's not a lot of fluidity here. You can see it's only increasing by 4, 6, 10, 20. There's not a lot of volume coming in. So there's not really much I can do right now. So what I'll do, guys, I'll hang back a few minutes. I'll pause the video and I'll come back in a few minutes, okay? Okay, so you can see now the market's picking up steam. And you can see here, this one here is drifting out quite heavily. This one here is racing in here. So I'm going to quickly jump on the lay side here, because you can see here, this one here is crashing in really, really hard. And for the most part, that will correct itself momentarily, right? Maybe not for too long, okay, depending on where the money comes in, but it will most likely bounce back up again here in a second or two, okay? And you can see here, this one here is racing away here, really, really fast. And you can see here now as these sort of correct themselves, and you can see now that the money for this one here suddenly stops a little bit, and this one here now should in theory correct itself here after around about 5.3, 5.4 maybe, but we'll see here. I may even scratch this out for a loss here, just because you can see there's still money coming in here. So yeah, you know what, screw it, I'll scratch it off for a loss. No big deal, probably reacted a bit too fast there. But yeah, so you can see now things are leveling off here, and I need to have a quick look at what I'm doing. These two here are fairly flat, as you can see. This one here is now stalled here. This one here has corrected itself as well. And these ones here are just basically flatlined here. So you can see now this one here has now corrected itself. So I probably should have left that a bit longer, but I did react very quickly on both ends. I went in too soon. I entered the trade too soon, and I exited too soon. I was too rash there. There's not really anything happening here. I can't really see. It's just these here are just completely flatlined. So these ones here. As they're starting to line up here, you can see it looks like the favorite is lining up towards the front, which will have an impact here on the price, just because if there are any people who are doing back to lay for the in running, okay, they will obviously be backing that one quite heavily, as it is lining up to the front there. So I will be scalping out a little bit here, as you can see. We'll just leave that there. Take that there. So yes, that worked nicely, and I've already got this one here in position, as you can see here from before. I put this here ages ago. That was like way back when. So I'll leave that there because that's probably going to get taken. I've actually got one here up here as well. I'll take that off. You can see here the favorite is now continuing to crash in, most likely because he's lining up towards the front there, as you can see. And this one here again, I need to probably get out this one here, because it doesn't look like it's going to come back down again. Especially now, as well, you can see. I think this one, Just Call Me Al, looks like it's lining up right at the back of the pack, which obviously it's not gonna is not gonna do any favors. So that's fine. And so, as you can see, guys, so right now I've got 20 seconds on the clock here. I can let this go and play, and I could win £25 here. I can lose £11 there, or take £5 on that one there, or I can simply scratch off here now for a £6.50 profit. So I could probably leave it for a £25 potential profit, but I'll just scratch this off here, because obviously I don't want to be in a position where I'm losing £11.50 on this mistake I made earlier. So you can see here, guys, I did make a big mistake here earlier on for this one here. I reacted way too quickly, and then when it came down to it, I didn't get out. I entered the market too fast. Okay, I acted irrationally, and I exited too fast because the market was very, very, very volatile. Okay, so I'll now move on to the next race, which starts in a few minutes. Okay. And so this one here, guys, as you can see, it's a very, very, very short price favorite here, 1.2, which is a hideously low price. And again, this one here, these ones are very tricky to trade on because quite often people assume it can't get any shorter in price, but it can. It really, really can. And also because the price is so small and the price increments are so teeny, teeny, tiny, you do have to use large stakes here to really make a difference. Because if I just hop in here with let's say a £10 stake here, if I hop in here for a £10 stake, you'll see here that there's no the profit increments per tick is minuscule, right? Which means that I have to go in with at least £500 here to really make a difference. But on the plus side of that, your losses are equally small. Okay, but one thing that's very, very common with these short price favorites is that the price moves fast, really, really fast, because this is ideal for people with big wallets. Because you can see here that the actual volume that being matched here is huge, right? You can see here £7,000, £5,000, right, in one go, boof, 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 which means the price can move very, very quickly. Okay, so for this one here, there's not really much I can do as such. What I can do is wait here and wait for a huge price fluctuation to see if there's a ripple effect in the next two horses here. Because obviously, if the favorite here starts crashing out and drifting and drifting and drifting, then obviously the second favorite here and most likely the third are going to come crashing in as well, which means I can go on the backside of those two and try and take advantage of that. But right now I'm quite happy to sit here and wait. What I might actually do is to put in a few positions here ahead of the curve, just so I can try and scalp out a few positions. Yes, so I can be there. But whether it gets taken or not, I don't know. But we'll see. And I'll come back in a few minutes. Okay, guys. So with 4 minutes left on the clock here, you can see there's definitely movement here on the lay side of this horse. So whether or not it's going to continue to go on the lay side, I don't know, but we'll see. Again, you can see the volume here, right? The actual volume of bets here are big. You can see here, 8,000, 2,000, 2,000, and so on. So, but obviously that's an indication of the fact that they have to, because that's the volume you have to trade with to make any money from this price point. And also for these ones here, these do represent quite a fun, very low risk in play opportunity as well for beginners, because when this race goes in play, because it's 2 miles and it's hurdles, if you were to play around with the in play here for like £10 here, £10 there, £10 there, it's a very, very low risk for you, because if your horse wins and you lose the bet, you only lose a couple of quid. But if the horse falls over or stumbles or whatever, then you can have a very nice profit there for a very low risk. Because don't forget, just because it has a low price does not mean it's going to win. Okay, I've seen many short price favorites fall, or just simply have a really bad day, and some outsider at 60 or 70 to 1 wins. Right, it happens all the time. So don't never assume just because it's a low price is going to win automatically. But as you can see, guys, there's not really much I can do here. Again, purely because I've got such a small bank here to play around with. So what I can do really is just wait and see if there's any last minute fluctuations. But as I've said many times before in my previous videos, if you're trading and you don't see an opportunity, then don't trade. You know what I mean? It's fine to sit here and learn and watch and absorb the market, as it were. In fact, what I can do is to simply put in a few trades here, a few scalps on these ones here, because obviously if this one here doesn't move, these ones probably aren't going to move either. So they'll just go up and down and fluctuate back and forth, and I can try and scalp out a quick tick here. So yeah, oops, change that to 10 there. just drag that up there. And you can see a big pot of cash sitting there. And you can see if you watch this 14.8 here, if that starts going 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, right, then the price will come down a tick there. And that could have a big impact on that. But as you can see, not much happening here, guys. It's a very boring market. And yeah, so I think what I'll do here, I'll just exit these here and and yeah, as you can see, there's not really anything happening. So what I'll do here, guys, is I'm gonna just have a quick look at the next race. Okay, so it's 35 minutes away. So you can see here now, this one here is starting to crash in, and these ones are coming out, and that would be because they're about to go off, and they're lining up. Unfortunately, I can't actually see I've got no feed here right now. For some reason, this isn't working properly. So I can't actually see what's happening. So I was going to go in play and go on the lay side here of the favourite. Simply because the downside is so low. So for example, if I take £100 here, and if I go on the lay side here of this one here, just so you can see, right? If this one here wins, I only lose £16, right? So it's that thing of the upside downside here is huge, because if it falls on the first hurdle, right, then obviously the what I can get back there is substantial, right? And again, the whole risk versus reward thing. But you want to trade that. But obviously, without seeing the screen, you can't really do much about that. Okay. Yeah, so what I'll do, guys, I'll just pause the video here. I'll move on to the next race, which is right here. And so what I'll do, guys, I'll just move on to the next race, and which is this one here, and we'll push forward with the trading. Okay. Okay, so here we are at the next race at Plumpton, and again here you can see this here is a much bigger field. There's a clear favourite here, and I'm just going to hop on here on the backside for a quick 200 here, and trade that out here, because you can see there was a quick. You can see here that the price quickly raced out there from 3.2 out here as a flurry bet come in, and I'm just going to trade the correction there, which should hopefully, in theory, come back in again. Because with a race like this here, when there's a clear favourite in terms of pricing, and the punters, the regular Joe, they are going to back the favourite here most likely, and so the favourite is most likely to come back in again. Put it this way, in my opinion, the way I'm approaching this here now is the fact that I'm assuming that the favourite is going to take more back money in the next few minutes. And so yes, what I can do here also because like I said before, I can continue to sort of scalp this here with the same stakes until I see something change here in these other horses here. And I've also got another graph here on the right side, keeping track of the bets coming in. And yeah, so I'm quite happy to do this here. So that's one scalp so far. So you know, I can keep doing that until for the foreseeable future. And obviously, as always, guys, at the 5-minute mark, there should be a flurry of bets coming in as the bigger traders enter and the average show starts as well. You can see there, that's not being taken. Hopefully this 100 here also gets taken. That'd be quite nice. And I'll leave this here in for now because I'm ahead of the queue, which is always good. And now that the market is solidifying, then there should be more fluidity to it as well. So I'm actually even tempted to drag this up, but we'll see here. As you can see now, there's money coming in now for the second favorite here. You can see this one here, so something come crashing in. But you can see there's no reaction in the favorite as such. It's coming out a little bit, but that's fine. And again, because I'm ahead of the queue here on these two here, I'm quite happy to leave those there purely because of that, right? So even if these gets taken, I'm quite happy to leave that for now. And again, at this point here, it's just a game of patience, really. Just to wait and see how it goes. You can see that this one here is drifting out again. And also the same applies with this being a 3-mile hurdle race. It means that when they start lining up on the racetrack, I can keep an eye on the horses, and if the favorite or whichever one starts to sort of shows up as a front runner, then I can back it right towards before it starts as well. But again, this is a game of patience here, just to wait and see what happens. There's no real movement as such on any of the other horses, as you can see, right? So everything is fairly flatlining. So I'm quite happy to sit here and wait for now. I may even just drag this up here, just one tick there, just to sort of get that out. Also, that will increase my green here as well, so that if it does go against me a little bit, then I've got a bit more wiggle room there. You can see now there's money coming in here now for the third favorite here, and that's my trade being taken. And you can see there's been quite a bit of support here for the second favorite. You can see here, a bit of money, it's quite a bit of noise there on here. So I'm tempted to back this here actually, because it does look like it may has had some support in the last few seconds. Or sorry, not in the last few seconds, but in the last few minutes. See, there's quite a bit of money coming in for this third favorite now. It's probably going to crash through the 6. And the second favorite is drifting out. And now with only 90 seconds left on the clock here, I'm just going to get these out of here for now. And you can see now they are now starting to line up as well. So right now what I can do is have a quick kind of guess here. Number 5 is lining up towards the front. So if I bring up number 5 here, this one here, it does look like that one is going to be lining up towards the front. So I could now, in theory, right, put a back bet on number 2, or that is the favorite here, which is also going to be a good thing for my trade. But let's see here. So I'm looking for here, I'm looking for if there's going to be a clear front runner out of these three here. Because if there is, then that one will come crashing down in price just for a couple of ticks here before the off. Not always, but quite often. Let's see. And also here you can see okay, well, so I think for now, guys, what I'm probably going to do is, again, I've got a £27.50 free bet here on this first horse. You know, it is the favourite, yes, but obviously with that, it's a big field. It's a long race, and there's no guarantee he's going to win, so I'll just scratch this off here for a £7 profit. So a quick look here at what the next race is. Let's see. Let's check what the next race is. The next one is in 20 minutes. So I've got time here. So what I can do is I can have a quick look here at the in play just to see if I can spot anything. For example, you can see the number 8. Yes, the number 8 here is way in the back. Number 9 also is way in the back there. So, for example, here, number 9, I could put a lay bet on this one here because the price is likely to go quite up here to sort of 20s because it is right in the back. But as always, you know, in-play trading, very risky because you just don't know what's going to happen. And it can be quite a risky thing to do. And you can see here the tin miner is racing ahead, but yeah, okay. So I'm not going to do it here, guys, because I'm just thinking out loud, right? So I'm just going to leave this here right now as it is, and I'll move on to the next race. Okay. And so over here, and again we'll wait. We'll hang back a little bit and come back in a few minutes. And so here we are at the next race. And you can see now that we are on the third last one here, so almost done. And again, you can see it's quite erratic. The traded ranges are quite big, but there's only really the first 3 horses here, and they seem to be bouncing off each other in terms of the price and so on. So this here could be quite good one to do some very quick sort of spike trading, dip in and out of the market as we go. But also they are quite risky because they are quite volatile, as you can see. But at the end of the day, guys, all you can do is go with your gut and go with what you feel is the most likely outcome at the point of entry in the trade. And so I'm just waiting for an indication here of I'm looking for opportunity, right? I'm looking for a big spike. I'm looking for any kind of pattern I recognize. I'm just looking for an entry point, right? Again, an entry point doesn't always present itself that obviously, because you know I am trading live here. I'm recording at the same time, so it can be tricky to do both. So what I can do though is, as before, guys, I can position myself here up at the crossover point here at 4s, just on the head of the queue. And same here for the 3s here. I can position myself underneath here, so I can scalp out a tick or 2 there. Should I need to? And okay. And then in the meantime, could pop in here for a couple of 25s again, just to just to see if I can scalp out a quick tick there. And I'll probably put a couple of trades here as well, just to get ahead of the queue. And as I'll just wait, guys, because I can't really see anything happening. This, it's completely flat lining, as you can see here. Here's the favorite. It's just flat. Nothing's really happening, and it will obviously pick up in about a minute or so when the 5-minute mark crosses. But for now, I'll keep my eye on here, because obviously that's now moving towards that point. I'll probably just cancel this one here, actually, because I get the feeling it's going to be moving beyond that. Probably move that up there, to be honest. So you can see there is some money coming in here for this Saints Arvins. So you can see now it's going to hit the 5-minute mark, and now there will be a flurry of bets coming in. You can see now this one here is probably going to get taken. This is the 25 I got here. Yep, there we go. And also you can see here with this one here, given that it's drifted out quite heavily from sort of 7.6 all the way to 7, sort of 10 and so on. So chances are it will probably come in a little bit here, as you can see now. Again, you can see it's completely flat. There's not really anything happening. I'll leave this here. I'm quite happy to leave that now for now, just to see if it comes back down again. I'll actually just pop in an exit point down here. See the second one here is coming in, this one's coming out. Now I'm ahead of the queue here on these here, which obviously is going to stand me in good stead. There we go, you can see that. So that's going to play to my advantage. You can see now it's coming back down again, this one here, so I might actually drag this up here. And this one here as well. I'll just get rid of these here because I doubt it's going to come down there. And you can see this one here now. It's been sitting there for quite a while. So you know what? I'm going to drag it up here just to try and sort of scratch that, because essentially the longer it sits here, the more likelihood it might not return, if that makes sense. So I'll just try and scratch that for now. I'll probably get rid of these two as well, just to clear everything up a little bit. So that's now been scratched, as you can see there. Now it's quite interesting to see here. You can see, so that's number 5, and it seems to be maybe potentially lining up towards the front. So that's worth keeping an eye on. Because if it does line up towards the front, then obviously a quick little back bet before the race starts could be in order. And you can see now, here it is. It's coming back down again. So I was wrong there. I should have left that trade in. But obviously, hindsight is always is always like that, you know. So here, I might actually pop into trades here, because it does look like this one might be rushing out towards the fours. It looks like this one here is lining up to be front runner as well. As you can see now, this one here is probably going to touch here. And you can see now they are about to go off in a few seconds, so it does look like either the favorite or this Saint Avron is going to be the front runner. Let's take this away here. And that's the race off, and you can see. So you can see now, guys. You know, very boring race. I didn't really do anything, did I? Just kind of sat there. So what I'll do is I'll let this go and play, and just, you know, if I win, I win 250. If not, I'll lose nothing, right? So it's a very low risk thing. And in the meantime, I will simply move on to the next one here. And again, here's only 4 horses, so this one here should be interesting, because this here all the horses will bounce off each other nicely. Yeah, so I'll now move on to this race here. I'll come back in a few minutes and start trading this one here. Okay, so next one here. There's only 4 horses, and what I'll do here is I will pop in here. It's quite a big, long traded ranges here on the favourite. So I'll probably just sort of hop on here at the front and the back of the traded range, get ahead of the queue, and be a bit patient here. And a market like this here is probably going to be a bit erratic, but we'll see. And so what I'll do is I'll pop in a few trades here as well, and a few trades here, and we'll see if we can scalp out a few ticks here and there. And on the favourite here as well. And so this one here, all I can do is wait, really. As you can see here now, this one here might get taken. Right here, this one here should get taken in a second, hopefully. There we go. So that should get matched right now. There we go. This one's been taken as well. And this one here might get taken as well. It actually changes here to 4. So there's more batches being put up. As you can see now, this second one here is racing away. So whether this one here will take this one here, I'm not sure. But we'll find out. Looks like it might do. And you can see here, there's not really any movement in the other ones here either. So right now, this one here does look like it's going to bounce back up again. So I'll give this another second. I might just scratch this one here. So yeah, I'm gonna try and I'm just scratch this one here, because now at 5 minute mark, there's gonna be a flurry of bets coming in fast, and at that point there, it's a pure pot luck if it comes here or on the lay or backside here, and I don't want to get caught out on the wrong side. Because with these very small fields here, this probably will be quite erratic, as you'll see in a second now when the money comes in. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, as you can see now, a huge chunk of money comes in there, and it takes out a few positions. Obviously, that it's unfortunate it came in the wrong way for me, so that would have been a good position to be in. But you can see that suddenly it is quite erratic. It goes from like 2.46 all the way up to 5.2, back down again, right? So, so that one there is quite it's quite difficult to read. What I can do though is I can probably hop on here, I think, for a quick little scalp. Just take these away. I could just get ahead of the queue here as well on these two here. So on this one here, I'm definitely ahead of the queue on this one, because this has been sitting here for quite some time. As you can see here, suddenly shot up here and took out both my positions. So now this one here is quite awkward, because you can see here that was a big. You can see it right. It was what £4,000 took from 5.3 all the way up to 5.89 there. So that's a really. When that sort of thing happens, you know, there's not much you can do, right? It just happens. All I can do now is try and manage this position, right? So you can see here, this one here is crashing in. That's causing this one to push out as well. So obviously this one here is obviously a very bad position to be in now. I'm just in red all over, right? That's the danger of trading multiple horses at the same time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hang back and wait for a correction, okay? And I'm doing that because this is a small market, a very small market. And with a heavy set favorite like this here, it's going to take a lot for this favorite to be pushed out, right? and so I'm quite have to wait here and leave this here for now, just to see how this goes, because from my experience with this kind of race, you can see now this one's been taken. That's good. So that's covered, and so the favorite probably is going to take the majority of the change here. So this price here should come back down again. But I'll hang back here and wait 3 seconds, and I'll see how this goes. And in the meantime here, I probably will just try and scalp out another couple of ticks here, because now you can see it's approaching 200,000. This is going to settle the market. It's going to flatline with only 90 seconds to go is all on the clock. Then things should sort of level off here. So you can see here now, this one here should hopefully get taken. That's 3.45. And you can see now that this one here is lining up towards the front, which is going to be a very good thing for me, as you can see. And so what I probably will do here, I'll get rid of these two here, because now so we're running out of time. I'm going to have to just drag this one down here and scratch it out as well. This one here as well, probably just pull this up here, just to, obviously, they are now literally about to go off, so I need to get out of this position, which is unfortunate, because it came down there and just touched it. So that kind of thing is very frustrating when it happens. I'll leave this here, see if I can, yep, that's fine. So you can see that's, you can see here, right, is on front runner, but at the same time it's minus 20. And so I had to get out there, right, because with this track here, I'm not familiar with the track, so I wasn't quite sure what's happening. So again, that obviously very unfortunate, very annoying, right? But at the same time, now you see, right, I'm in a nice position here, where the worst case scenario, I'm going to win 250, best case scenario, £10. So again, I'll happily leave this here for now, let it run. Actually, you know what, £7, £10. Yeah, you know what, I'll just take. Oh, the race has gone off now. But again, no big deal. I'll win regardless, right? So what I can do here, I can let it run or take the £7. So I'll probably just take the £7 there at profit, just to move on to the next race. And yeah, so £7 profit there. So now I'll go ahead and move on. That one's quite annoying. Whenever you see that I had those £200, I could have waited longer, but the market moves quickly. You react the way you react. Okay, there's no point beating yourself up over a market that goes against you. That's just what happened, right? But I'm quite happy to move on, because there are many other races coming. So whenever you make a mistake like that, or whenever the market goes against you, again, it's always about, don't let your ego have any effect. Okay, yes, it's annoying, yes, it's frustrating, but move on. Okay, and so you can see there a bit of luck on my side, but also yeah. So anyway, so now I'll move on to the next race here. I'll wait for this one here to start, and I'll come back in a few minutes. Okay, so here we are now again at the next one. So again, as always, what we'll hang back and look for an opportunity. And you can see here the favorite is just flatlining. The second favorite is starting to drift out a little bit. Third one here is just looking very weak indeed. And yeah. So what I'll do here is I might actually hop on here on the lay side here of the third favorite. And see here the favorite is coming down, so the second favorite here. So what I can do here is hop on up here just to get ahead of the queue if the favorite does crash out again. So you can see here now we missed this opportunity here. It's quite annoying. So I probably will just scratch this trade here because you can see we missed this chance here for this this one to drift out. So I'll remove that. You can see now the favorite is coming up towards our stakes up here, which is good. And I'll pop in a few positions here as well, just so it's outside the traded range of this one. And here as well, I'll just pop in a couple of trades here to get ahead of the queue. Because obviously at 6, that is a natural resistance point, so we'll see what happens there. And again, here you can see when we reach the 5-minute mark, that's when there'll be a big flurry of bets coming in there as well. So I'm going to hang back here and wait for that to happen. And again, you can see here now, this one here is now drifting off. Again, very frustrating when you, because I don't know, I had a feeling looking at the chart, it just looked and felt very weak, and I could tell that it probably was going to drift out. So when you miss a chance like that, it is annoying, of course, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles, right? So obviously that's one here. I'm not going to lay this now, just because I've missed. Well, I missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points there, 5 ticks. So if anything, I'll probably back it, but I've got these open positions here potentially, so I'll leave that for now. Because obviously, as we saw in the previous race, trading multiple horses at the same time is great if it goes in your favor. But when it doesn't, then obviously you're doubling down your losses because all the horses go against you, right? Which is obviously not ideal. So you can see here now, this one here is approaching our waiting trades here. And the favorite here, the favorite does look like it might come through the 3s. But as you can see, guys, there's not really much happening. This one here's flat. This one here's basically flat. This one here is now drifting out. Not much happening here. This one here, I could have been scalping here in the middle, but see now there was some money coming in there for the second favorite. No, there's definitely money coming in here for the favorites, but I'm gonna hop on the lay side here of the favorites. And just pop in here. See this one here looking like it might come and touch these 200s here. This one here as well. there we go, that's taken there. And this one here is now coming over its freeze. It does look like it's going to cross the freeze for sure, as you can see there. Now with these 200s here, obviously I'm right in front of the queue there, definitely. So that will stand me in good stead. So I'll leave those there for now. And you can see here, these have been taken as well, right here. So it does look like these here will be matched, or at least that one there will be matched. And as always, whenever they're lining up for the off here, always keep an eye on who's lining up to the front, because obviously with this here is a 3 mile race, and with front runners and so on, you know, the price always dips. Not always, usually dips a little bit just before the off there. So if you spot one that is looking at the front, then you have an opportunity there. So you can see here that this one here, number 6 here, the Paddy Pie, this one here is at the front here. So this could be a good opportunity to hop on the backside here just for like 30 seconds, because again there is a chance here. You can see now this one here is being taken. So I probably will leave that on just because, but I will take this one away though. Now I'm leaving that on there because, you know, it's so close to the off, and there's so much volume going through now that, you know, that's totally fine. And as always, guys, now you can see, right, with I've got a £13 free bet here, a £5 free bet there. You know, same as before, where given the nature of this here, I'm probably gonna just take the profit here on this one here, just to get something from this. So I'll take that, and you can see now that they're going to go off in a second. And from here, you can't actually see who is lining up to the front there. So, you know, it does look like it was this one here, but, you know, you just don't know. So anyway, guys, you know, I'm just thinking out loud. Okay, so we'll now move on to the next race, which will be... Oh, no, that was the last one. Okay. Well, you know what? I've got some more time here today, so I'll do one more. Okay. And let me just find one here real quick. There you go. Okay, so I've added one more here, because I've got time for one more race here. So I'll bring that up here, and we'll trade this one here, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so this is the last race I'm trading today. So what I'll do here, guys, is you can see here it's this favorite here. Okay, is a low priced favorite, and it's got 50% of the market here already. So I'm going to be working on the assumption that this price, you know, people are going to be backing this horse here. So I'm going to be scalping this favorite here just bit by bit, gradually. Okay. So what I'll do here is I'll position myself here. I'm going to be trying scalping in a sort of a downward trend, as it were, just to see if I can sort of gradually follow the downward trend, if there is one, on this one here. Okay. And again, as always, you know, whatever happens, I may change my opinion based on what I see on the graph. If I see a lot of money coming in for a different horse and so on, but as it stands here, you know, I do feel this here is probably going to go in. So I'll just pop in here for a few scalps. Okay. And you can see here I've got the global setting on with an offset of 1. So it automatically offsets it by 1 tick. But as you can see, this market here is not much happening right now. Here you can see the increased buy, this number right here. You can see where my mouse is. This number here indicates how fluid the market is, like how much money is coming in every single second, or every two seconds. So you can see there's it's picking up now, but a few seconds ago there wasn't much. And you can see here now that we may have missed that little bit there, but you know, the price should fluctuate, so hopefully these will get taken. And also here, I can probably pop in a few here as well. So that's the first one taken and matched. That's good. So we'll just pop in there and do that again. So that's taken there as well. You can see it's crashing through my positions there. But again, that is normal, so it's fine. That one there as well. And the third one there as well. So now you can see it's crashing out quite heavily. But again, I'm okay with that because with this kind of thing here, it should correct itself at least a little bit here. So again, I'm going to be patient here because it was very fast. You can see there from 2.78 up to 2.9 in literally what 10 seconds there, 10-15 seconds. So I'm quite happy to wait there because it probably will correct itself a little bit. Now, what I'm looking for here is, if, see here, I saw 2.9, 2.88, if this solidifies and that starts going 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 7,000, right, then that becomes a new position there. But you can see it's crashing back down again, which, as I just mentioned, so that's totally fine, okay. But what I probably will just drag this up here just to kind of clear my position, as it were, to green up, as you can see there. That's fine. So now you can see I've got a 13. So I've got a £13 free bet here on favourite. This one here's been taken now as well. So we'll see if that gets taken. That's fine. As you can see now, I've got a £13 free bet on the favourite, a £4 bet so far on the second favourite, and the third one here is coming in, which is kind of cool. And so now, so you can see there, so that was quite an erratic, large move there, right? So what I can do now in theory is just keep doing that over and over again. But with the 5-minute mark coming up here, what I'm going to do, I'll wait. I'm going to wait a few seconds here because, like I always say, at the 5-minute mark, there's always a huge influx of traders and people coming in, and that can cause another huge influx here. So obviously, I don't want to get caught out by another huge trend like that again. So you see that? Right, that was a massive one. Right, see that? That was like £5,000 taken away there. So again, that is quite a big move there. So I might actually just jump on the backside there and see if I can jump on a quick little downward trend again. I think I just missed that one. Damn. Okay, I'll take that away. So you can see that there's a huge move there. So it's a shame I reacted a bit slow there. I could have jumped in there and come back again and scalped out a few ticks there, but obviously I was busy talking and looking at the graph, so I missed that position. But there we go. No biggie. So what I can do now, what could be quite fun is if I were to trade this one here and this one here and this one here, I could get free bets across the board on all the favorites, right? Which is always a bit fun to do. And also, as always, guys, whenever you get a huge bet like that, £5,000 they're being laid on that side, then that does change it does change the dynamic of this horse now, because obviously that was a huge ripple in the ocean, as it were. So that could indicate this horse may be on the drift, but you just don't know. But I'm still kicking myself. I just missed that position there. I could have had that £100 matched at 305, and I could be scratching out now down here. But that we can't. Winners can't be beggars, or whatever the phrase is. And so. So you can see it's coming back up again now to touch the 3. So I could put a couple of positions there just in case. And this is the point for me where I'm trying to think outside the box here in terms of the overall markets, bookmakers, punters, and so on. And for me, I would say, in the last few minutes, this one here probably will come in as it is now, because obviously all the punters, all the bookmakers, everyone's going to be backing the favourite, especially when you have a small field like this here, where there is a clear favourite. And so again, that's why I had that initial thought of scalping this here on the downward trend. And you can see I'm a bit late now because I'm busy talking, right? So I wasn't really paying attention. But I would say that in the last few minutes, I would imagine that the price will come in. But yeah, I think I'll probably just leave this now. As you see now, they are now starting to line up. So let's see. So you can see here number 2 is lining up towards the front as well. Suddenly the price goes down. See that? Like clockwork. So if you keep an eye on this price here, I would not be surprised at all if this comes crashing down past the 4, just for a few seconds before the race starts. You also have this one here, the blue one here. That's this one here. So you can see this price here as well. You can keep an eye on that in the last few seconds before the race starts. But obviously it's difficult, right? Because obviously this here, there is a 1 or 2 seconds delay. So it's always quite tricky to really accurately read that. But you know what, for me, I'm quite happy to take this here. So I'm just going to take the £5 the £5 profit and spread that across the whole field there. And yeah, so that's me. Happy days. And yes, what I'll do now, guys, is I'll come back in a few seconds after this race is finished, and yeah, I'll show you what I've done. Okay, so this race is now over, and if I pop over here my just close these tabs here. If I pop over my Betfair dashboard right here, right, you can see here. If I hop in here to my account and I go into profit and loss for today, you can see here, right, £36 profit, okay, from these races I did today. And if you watch from start, then you'll know I did these races here. Again, you can see here, right, time dates here of these here. Actually, let's see. There we go. Okay. So you can see now, okay, all these match up here. 330, 330, 315, 315 for 1455, and so on and so forth, right? So you can see them all there. And so, yeah, so you can see, from about, what, 3 hours? I started at 1 o'clock. It's now coming up to 4 o'clock. So 3 hours trading, £36, happy days. Small stakes, very, very low risk, okay? You can see here basically 100% strike rate in terms of, there's no losses, right? I made some mistakes. I got a few. I got lucky 1 or 2. I had a few missed opportunities where I spotted a move, but I didn't act fast enough because I was busy. I was busy narrating, talking, and trading at the same time, which is very hard. Trying to talk, describe, and trade at the same time, because obviously just trading itself takes a lot of sort of brain power and concentration. So you can see here, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 races, no losses at all. And if you're doing 10, 20 races per day, just spending an hour to a day, it's a nice little side earner for you that you can use here to make an income online. You can see here my balance here is only £1,000. It's very, very small. Okay, you can do this here as and when you want to because it's fun. It's a good way to earn extra cash. As far as I'm aware, it's tax free and all that good stuff. Okay, so yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.